In old age, pretend to be stupid in these 7 situations. Aging gracefully involves more than just taking care of your physical health. It also requires emotional intelligence and strategic thinking. As we grow older, the wisdom of life teaches us that not every battle is worth fighting. And sometimes appearing less aware than we truly are can lead to greater peace and harmony. This is not about deception, but about knowing when to let things slide for the sake of relationships, dignity, and serenity. Here are 7 situations where it might be wise to play stupid and let wisdom guide your actions. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. When family members make decisions without consulting you. As we age, it's a reality that our loved ones, often with the best intentions, may start making decisions on our behalf. Perhaps they worry about our health, our finances, or even our living arrangements. They may believe they're helping or protecting us, but the truth is, these actions can feel like a silent erosion of our independence and dignity. You might feel like your voice is being ignored, or worse, that your opinions no longer matter. These emotions are valid, and it's natural to want to push back. However, there's wisdom in stepping back and letting things unfold without immediate resistance. Pretending not to notice or care too much in such moments can be a subtle act of grace. It doesn't mean you're relinquishing your autonomy. It means you're choosing patience and understanding over confrontation. By doing this, you're creating space to observe the motivations behind their actions. Are they driven by genuine concern, fear, or perhaps their own need for control? When you respond calmly without immediate pushback, you allow trust and mutual respect to grow. Instead of saying, "Why didn't you ask me first?" you might say, "I appreciate your concern. Let's talk about this together." This shifts the dynamic from opposition to collaboration. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about choosing when and how to express your care in ways that nurture relationships rather than strain them. In these moments, remember the strength of your years and the wisdom you've accumulated. You've seen life unfold in ways your children or family members may not yet fully grasp. By holding back and observing, you're not just maintaining peace, you're also reminding them, subtly but powerfully, that your wisdom is still a resource they should value. Pretending to be less aware in situations like these is not about giving up your power. It's about wielding it with quiet confidence. It's about choosing when to speak and when to let your actions show that you're still the strong, capable individual they've always known. This balance can help maintain your dignity while preserving the relationships that mean the most to you. 2. When someone underestimates your abilities. As we grow older, it's inevitable that some people will begin to see us through the lens of age rather than ability. A young cashier might assume you don't know how to use the latest technology. A well-meaning neighbor might offer unsolicited advice on tasks you've handled independently for decades. Even family members may step in with unnecessary assistance, thinking they're being helpful. These moments can feel belittling, even when they come from a place of good intentions. It's natural to want to prove them wrong, to show that you're still sharp, capable, and independent. But here's the secret: you don't have to. True strength isn't in constantly proving yourself, it's in knowing who you are and being comfortable enough to let others think what they will. When someone underestimates you, it's often more about their own assumptions than it is about your reality. And sometimes the wisest response is to let them believe what they want. Imagine a scenario where someone insists on explaining something simple to you, assuming you won't understand. Instead of correcting them or showing frustration, what if you simply smiled and said, "Thank you for taking the time to explain that"? This response doesn't just preserve your peace, it also gives you a quiet power. By not reacting defensively, you take control of the interaction. You're showing grace, which often speaks louder than words. When you allow others to underestimate you, you also create space for surprising them later. The same person who assumed you couldn't operate a smartphone might be amazed to see you video chatting with a grandchild or effortlessly navigating online banking. These moments of quiet competence are far more impactful than any argument could be. They serve as gentle reminders to others, and perhaps even to yourself, of the depth of your abilities. This approach is not about surrendering or accepting stereotypes. It's about choosing when and how to reveal your strength. It's about understanding that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's perception of you. You've lived a rich and complex life full of accomplishments and experiences. These cannot be diminished by a fleeting moment of misunderstanding or underestimation. By embracing these moments with humility and wisdom, you teach others, whether they realize it or not, that age is not a limitation but a testament to resilience and capability. And most importantly, you remind yourself that you have nothing to prove to anyone. Your life speaks for itself, and your actions will always shine brighter than their assumptions. 3. When family arguments or tensions arise. Family is one of life's greatest joys, but it can also be a source of deep emotional strain, especially when disagreements surface. In old age, you've likely seen your share of arguments, small and large, play out across the years. Maybe it's a heated debate between siblings about a long-standing grudge, or perhaps younger generations are clashing over differing values or decisions. These moments can be turbulent, pulling you into the heart of the conflict, even when you'd prefer peace. As an elder, you hold a unique position in the family. People often look to you for guidance or validation, consciously or unconsciously. Yet, wisdom often means knowing when to step in and when to step back. In the throes of family tension, it's rarely helpful to fan the flames by taking sides or asserting your viewpoint. Instead, the art of appearing detached or even slightly oblivious can act as a salve for the situation. This doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to let tempers cool before engaging meaningfully. When an argument arises, you might choose to respond with quiet neutrality, offering a phrase like, "It seems like you all feel strongly about this. I'm sure you'll work it out." These words, simple yet profound, acknowledge the emotions at play without adding fuel to the fire. They position you as a calm, steady presence in the room, a role that is often sorely needed in moments of conflict. Your neutrality can diffuse tension and remind everyone of the bigger picture, the importance of family unity. There's a deeper wisdom in choosing not to escalate. You understand, perhaps better than anyone else in the room, that time has a way of softening even the sharpest disagreements. What feels urgent and consuming in the moment may fade with perspective. And sometimes the best gift you can give is the reminder that love and connection matter more than being right. Pretending not to be invested in the specifics of an argument allows you to steer the family toward reconciliation without taking on the burden of mediating every detail. This approach is not about indifference. It's about protecting your peace while safeguarding the bonds of your family. You've seen how small disputes can create lasting rifts, and you know that the true value of family lies in forgiveness and understanding. By playing the role of the neutral observer, you subtly guide others to see the situation through a calmer, broader lens. In moments of family tension, let your presence be a source of comfort and wisdom. Show them that while disagreements are inevitable, the strength of the family lies in its ability to come together despite them. And when the storm passes, and it almost always does, you'll be the quiet anchor that helped everyone find their way back to each other. That, after all, is the mark of a wise elder. 4. When you encounter technology you don't fully understand. Technology can feel like a foreign language at times, evolving faster than we can keep up. From smartphones and apps to online services and voice-activated gadgets, the modern world often feels like a constant stream of updates and upgrades. As an older adult, you might find yourself in situations where technology baffles you, not because you lack intelligence, but because the pace of change is relentless. And yet, there's no shame in feeling overwhelmed. After all, you've lived through an era when the world was far simpler, and you've adapted more than anyone could ever measure. In these moments, there's an opportunity to embrace humility and humor. Pretending to be a little less savvy than you actually are can be a powerful way to foster connection. Imagine asking your grandchild to show you how to use a new app or device, even if you've already read the manual. A request like, I can't figure this out, you're so much better at this than I am, not only invites them to share their knowledge, but also strengthens the bond between you. It's not about pretending to be helpless, but rather creating a moment where someone else can feel valued for their expertise. There's a special kind of wisdom in recognizing that asking for help can be a gift, not just to you, but to the person offering it. Younger people often feel a deep sense of satisfaction when they can teach or guide an elder, and by giving them this opportunity, you're bridging generational gaps in ways that conversations alone cannot achieve. These shared moments become memories filled with laughter and mutual respect. On the other hand, there will also be times when you genuinely don't understand the technology in front of you, and that's perfectly okay. In such instances, embracing curiosity over frustration can make all the difference. Instead of resisting, approach these challenges with lighthearted acceptance. You might say, I've been learning new things my whole life. What's one more challenge? This mindset not only puts others at ease, but also reminds them and yourself that age has never been a barrier to growth. Pretending to be a bit clueless about technology isn't about masking your abilities. It's about showing grace and adaptability. When you let go of the pressure to master every tool and device, you reclaim your time and energy for what truly matters. Technology is a tool, not a measure of your intelligence or worth. And by treating it as such, you stay in control of how much it shapes your life. The goal isn't to conquer every gadget or platform, but to maintain the relationships and experiences that make life meaningful. Whether it's video calling a loved one or navigating online resources, let technology serve you, not the other way around. And in the process, allow yourself the freedom to laugh, learn, and lean on others. Because in the end, the most important connection isn't to a device, it's to the people who care about you. 5. When someone criticizes your choices or lifestyle. As the years pass, life becomes a canvas painted with choices, some bold, some cautious, but all deeply personal. Yet, as we grow older, it's not uncommon for others to feel entitled to comment on those choices. Whether it's about how you spend your money, the foods you eat, the way you dress, or how you choose to fill your days. These unsolicited opinions can feel invasive and unwelcome. Even when offered with good intentions, such criticism can sting, as it often carries an unspoken suggestion that your judgment is somehow flawed. But here's the truth you've come to know after decades of living. Your choices are your own, and they are valid. They are the sum of your experiences, your joys, your struggles, and your growth. Still, defending them in the face of criticism is not always worth the energy or the conflict it can create. There is wisdom in letting go of the need to justify your actions to others. Sometimes the best response to criticism is a gentle smile and a simple, I hadn't thought of that, even if you know you have thought it through thoroughly. This isn't about surrendering to someone else's opinion, it's about protecting your peace. By choosing not to argue or defend every decision, you take control of the narrative. You remind yourself that you don't need to seek approval or validation for the life you've built. There's freedom in allowing others to hold their opinions while you remain rooted in your truth. After all, their perspectives are shaped by their own lives, not yours. Criticism often comes from a place of misunderstanding. A friend might question why you've chosen to spend money on a cruise instead of saving it. not realizing how much joy you find in travel. A family member might comment on your diet, unaware that it's a small indulgence that brings you comfort. In these moments, playing along, feigning interest, or even mild agreement can disarm the critic and shift the conversation away from confrontation. You don't need to explain that your choices are intentional and meaningful. You simply need to live them. At this stage in life, you've earned the right to prioritize what makes you happy, what gives you purpose, and what brings you peace. Whether that means picking up a new hobby, choosing solitude over social gatherings, or spending your resources in ways that bring you joy, those are your decisions to make. They reflect your values and your wisdom, not anyone else's. When faced with criticism, remind yourself of this. You've lived long enough to know what truly matters. The opinions of others, no matter how well meaning, are fleeting. What remains is the life you've created, shaped by the choices that feel right to you. By letting criticism roll off your shoulders, you reclaim the joy and autonomy that are yours to keep. It's not about proving others wrong. It's about proving to yourself day by day that you are living authentically and intentionally. And that is something no criticism can ever take away. 6. When arguments over politics or beliefs arise. In today's world, conversations about politics, religion, or deeply held beliefs can quickly spiral into heated arguments. These topics, often driven by passion and conviction, have the power to create sharp divides, even among families and friends. As someone who has lived through decades of societal changes, movements, and historical moments, you've likely seen how these debates rise and fall, how certainties of one era evolve into the questions of the next. And yet, it can still be challenging to witness these clashes unfold, especially when they involve people you care about. The instinct to join in, to share your perspective or assert your wisdom can be strong. After all, your beliefs are rooted in a lifetime of experience and thought. But, as you've undoubtedly learned, not every argument is worth engaging in. The reality is, most of these debates are less about seeking understanding and more about staking claims to being right. In such moments, stepping back and choosing silence or appearing indifferent can be the most powerful and peaceful choice. Imagine sitting at the dinner table as younger generations passionately debate the latest political issue or social controversy. Instead of jumping into the fray, you might simply say, "You all have so much energy for this. I admire that." And then steer the conversation toward a memory, a question, or a lighter topic. This response doesn't betray your beliefs. It acknowledges the intensity of the moment while protecting your own peace. By refraining from adding fuel to the fire, you remind others that relationships are far more important than winning an argument. There's wisdom in knowing that no single conversation will resolve deeply held differences. It's not about surrendering your viewpoint or pretending you don't care. It's about recognizing that the best way to influence others is often through your actions, not your words. When you show patience, kindness, and understanding, you model the very values that heated debates often overlook. Over time, these quiet demonstrations of character can have a more profound impact than any impassioned speech. This doesn't mean you have to remain silent forever. There will be moments when your voice is needed, when your perspective can bring clarity or compassion to a conversation. But the art lies in choosing those moments carefully, ensuring that your words are heard and not drowned out by the noise of conflict. By practicing restraint, you preserve your energy for the discussions that truly matter. At this stage in life, you've earned the right to prioritize harmony over discord. You understand that life's most precious connections are often fragile, and preserving them requires care and intention. Arguments over politics or beliefs may feel urgent in the moment, but they pale in comparison to the importance of love, respect, and understanding. By stepping back and appearing less invested,
You remind everyone, including yourself, that peace is a choice, and it's one worth making. It's not about changing someone's mind. It's about keeping your heart open, even when others close theirs. That openness, that willingness to rise above the fray is a testament to the wisdom and strength you carry. And in doing so, you show that life's greatest victories are not won in arguments, but in the quiet, enduring bonds we build with those we cherish. 7. When someone tries to take advantage of your kindness. As we age, our kindness and generosity often become defining traits that others admire. But sadly, these same qualities can make us targets for those who see kindness not as a strength, but as an opportunity for exploitation. Whether it's a pushy salesperson, a well-meaning friend with selfish motives, or even a distant relative asking for financial help, these situations test both your judgment and your resolve. They can leave you feeling vulnerable, questioning whether you should draw boundaries or continue extending trust. The wisdom of age, however, teaches a crucial truth. Not everyone deserves the kindness you offer. There are moments when appearing hesitant, uncertain, or even a little naive can serve as a protective shield. When someone pressures you to make a decision that feels rushed or uncomfortable, be it a financial investment, a donation, or an emotional favor, pausing and responding with, "I'm not sure I understand. Let me think about that," can disarm their attempts. This approach buys you time to assess the situation, seek advice, or simply listen to your instincts. Pretending to be unsure or confused in these moments doesn't diminish your intelligence. It enhances your safety. It allows you to step back from the immediate pressure and evaluate the true motives behind someone's request. Is their concern genuine, or is there something they're not saying? By showing caution, you communicate that you won't be rushed into decisions, signaling to would-be manipulators that their tactics won't work on you. There's a quiet power in trusting your intuition. Over the years, you've developed a keen sense for reading people and situations. When something feels off, it's often because it is. Even when someone tries to mask their intentions with charm or urgency, your life experience equips you with the tools to see through it. By appearing less certain and more deliberate, you reclaim control of the interaction, keeping your kindness intact while protecting your boundaries. This approach doesn't mean shutting yourself off from helping others. It means being intentional about where and how you give. True generosity comes from a place of security and confidence, not from pressure or guilt. When you reserve your kindness for those who truly need and value it, your acts of giving become even more meaningful, both to you and to those you help. In these moments, remind yourself of the countless times your kindness has been a source of light for others. That light is precious, and it deserves to shine in places where it will be cherished, not exploited. By pretending to be unsure when someone seeks to take advantage of you, you're not being deceptive. You're practicing discernment. And that discernment is a gift you've earned through years of experience. Ultimately, protecting yourself doesn't mean withholding kindness. It means directing it with wisdom and intention. When you honor your instincts and take the time to evaluate each situation, you ensure that your generosity remains a source of strength, not vulnerability. And in doing so, you continue to live with the grace and dignity that have always defined you.
The quiet strength of wisdom. In the journey of life, old age is not a retreat, but a culmination, a place where the lessons of decades come together in a tapestry of experience, resilience, and insight. Pretending to be stupid in certain moments is not a sign of weakness or ignorance. It is a profound expression of wisdom. It reflects the understanding that peace often matters more than pride, that relationships outweigh arguments, and that life's true treasures are found in the choices we make to preserve our inner harmony. In these moments of choosing to yield or step back, you demonstrate a strength that younger generations may not yet fully comprehend. It is the strength to let go of battles that no longer serve you, to protect your energy for what truly matters, and to embrace the beauty of simplicity. This is not about giving up. It's about rising above. It's about knowing that your worth is not tied to the opinions of others, the need to always be right, or the urge to prove yourself. Your life, lived with integrity and purpose, speaks for itself. As you navigate the complexities of relationships, changing societal norms, and the challenges of aging, remember this: wisdom is not loud or boastful. It is quiet, deliberate, and deeply rooted in love for yourself and for those around you. By choosing when to act and when to let go, you create a legacy of grace and understanding, a legacy that teaches others how to live fully, even in the face of adversity. So, in those moments when life calls for restraint, patience, or even a gentle act of pretending, know that you are embodying the very essence of what it means to be wise. You are showing the world that strength lies not in how loudly you assert yourself, but in how quietly and confidently you carry the wisdom of a life well lived. And that, perhaps, is the most profound lesson of all. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. And here's to living life on your own terms.